My recording started so we can throw this up on YouTube in the event someone misses it. So good morning. This is John Fell with Senior Enrollment Solutions. You're tuned into September 23rd, 2022, following up and generating referrals. This is the key to this industry. It's not necessarily who you sell, but it's getting in with that 6 degrees of separation. And I'm going to teach you how to do that this morning. So first and foremost, quick disclaimer, we are on the last week of a 22-week webinar series. So in the event you've missed anything, all of our videos will be on the SES Agent YouTube channel. So it's just SES space agent YouTube channel. They're all on here. So if you missed one on running your business, business basics, the do's and don'ts, how to market, the cost of marketing, embracing technology, please reach out to us or visit the SES Agent YouTube channel for further information. I assure you, for those of you that have tuned in, and there's been quite a few of you religiously for the last 22 weeks, which is amazing to see. Thank you for really embracing this knowledge of 2 decades in the insurance and sales industry and helping you. Well, really, I guess I'm technically on 4 decades in the sales industry, 2 decades in the insurance industry, but it is just sales 101. I'm always going to bring you back to basics, right? We're not going to puke too much information on a consumer. We're going to attempt to not open any cans of worms when conversing with a consumer. We're sticking with the basics of sales, not Medicare sales, just sales as a whole. Let's review last week for a moment. First and foremost, as I mentioned, you have 8 days. Okay, we have 8 days until the pre-AEP begins. So let's review for just a moment. So between October 1st and October 15th, that is the time that you should be reaching out to all of your current consumers, either via postcard, a letter, an email blast, whatever you decide to do, all of the above. Reach out to them on or around October 1st, which means you should have your marketing materials in order. They should be ordered or placed and ready to ship in the next couple days to land right around that October 1st time period. Why is that? Well, it's that time period where I can button up and literally physically lock that consumer down. So that way the consumer knows as of October 15th what they're doing. And they want to know. And more importantly, during that 2-week time period when they're talking to their sister or they're playing cards at the community center and someone's like, oh my God, it's that time of year again. I don't know what I'm doing. And my plan just sent me a letter that it's changing, etc. And my client's able to say, well, Roger, I already got mine taken care of. I'm moving from carrier A to carrier B. Well, how do you do that already? It's not even time. Well, Roger, I got a kick-ass agent. Here's their business card. And that's what generates those referrals. The prescription drug plan, the standalone PDP for those med sup agents that may be on. That is the most confusing part to Medicare, right? It's the prescription drug side. The med sup, you're an order taker. I mean, hell, you can go right on Senior Enrollment Solutions, run your own rates and enroll online, right? So they need you for that prescription drug portion. That is the time to follow up with your consumer. Ask them if they have a spouse that may be aging in. Ask them if they have other siblings, as we know that this generation has on average 3 siblings. There's 4 to a family, and they're all within about an 18-month space of each other. So if you're writing someone or you wrote someone in February, guaranteed they're going to have a sibling that's going to be aging in within the next few months or may have previously. So to review and knock it off topic, you need to log into all your carrier portals, okay? So at this point in time, sitting in Oakland County, Michigan, there are 10 Medicare Advantage plan carriers that are conducting business in this county. We know that our AHIP's done, better be done, right? 8 days left. We know that we're certified with all these carriers. Now we need to get organized. If you don't have an Excel spreadsheet or a Microsoft Word, if you're not using a platform like uh, gosh, sorry, if you're not using a password like encryption or password protection program, you may want to consider purchasing one. They're pretty inexpensive. Dashlane is who I currently use, and they're about $50 a year. So how much time can you save by spending a little bit of money and having a program save your passwords, etc.? But you should have all of your passwords, your usernames, and your PURLs taken care of and ready to go. So that way, when a consumer phones you on the 15th or you reach back out to them to complete that enrollment, you know how to complete that enrollment. I need you to be prepared and ready to book appointments or to complete your appointments. This is so important that you have a schedule set up, that you know you should be busy for that first 2 week period, and that we're booking appointments after the 15th, or we're getting an application, a paper application, prepared to go out. Prepared meaning I'm going to scan any application that has a barcode or a number on it before I mail it out to ensure if I only get the signature page back, I have the entire app packet. We're going to get ourselves prepared over the next 8 days. You have this weekend as really the last weekend before AEP commences. And I will assure you that many of us are going to have our phones just blow up after the first, because that's when all of our marketing lands. So get yourself together now, because I'm assuring you, you will not catch up during the annual enrollment period. Have your replies ready. Have your stalls and objections and your power phrases. You have a week. Get an 8x5 business card out or whatever you need and take them with you into the grocery store, picking up the kids, whatever you're doing, to practice and understand the stalls and objections. Can you send me something in the mail? That's a stall. They're not going to read it. You have to get an objection out of that in order to create the response that you're looking for to nip it. No, I will not send you anything in the mail, but that's not the right answer that we're going to be providing to the consumer in the first place, right? We still have to be respectful, and it's our job as a sales rep to understand when we are being stalled, when we are having this objection come out, and how do we get around this objection? So this last week, we were going to review our stalls and objections and know the difference. The stalls and objections, there's only seven total. That's all that it boils down to, is 7. They're all on the SES agent portal. Review them, understand them, or hit the SES agent YouTube channel to go back to last week and really understand what the stalls and objections are in your life and how you're going to get around them. Record, critique yourself, and work through options to get through the first 8 seconds. Find a loved one, find a parent, find a niece, a nephew, find someone 14, 15 years of age. That's a perfect age bracket to teach them Medicare. And if they don't get it, then you're doing something wrong, right? This isn't something that you should be overly explaining. Keep it simple, but those are really the best people. Those that have zero knowledge about what you're wanting to discuss with them, go buy a nephew some Dairy Queen, sit down with them and walk them through how you're going to communicate with your consumers and how you're going to make it through those first 8 seconds. How are you going to control that conversation? Because I'm telling you, the moment that someone says, "Do you have a minute?" and starts talking about their 19-year-old cat, and you see your phone blowing up, we have problems going on here, because then the anxiety starts going that you're not answering other calls and you're not keeping that conversation on track. Is it okay to hear about their 19-year-old cat? Absolutely. What's not okay is having it go on for 30 minutes and you telling them about your cat or pets, and then they, get back on the conversation to be able to move through that call and still stay somewhat on track. We're going to leave the conversation and come back. Leave it, come back. It's almost like fishing, right? We're going to let that fish run a little bit and then we're going to reel it back in. We're going to let it run a little bit and we're going to reel it back in. Otherwise, you're going to snap the line. You're not going to build a relationship with them. And more importantly, you're not going to be able to efficiently get through that call. And if you're questioning how long a call should really take, about 48 minutes. It's about how long it should take. from the beginning intro of, hi, so nice to meet you, to you got the email and you're inking or we're completing this telephonic enrollment, it's about 50 minutes time. So if you're running appointments and you're getting through this in 18, 20 minutes, you're not building a relationship. You're just selling an app. If you're writing someone and it's taking you an hour and 10, hour and 15 because they can't find the email or whatever, embrace that technology. Get TeamViewer on your computer, get Join.me on your computer, utilize any other web conferencing tool so I can take control of Joyce's computer, find the email from the carrier, and help her get enrolled. Know how to compliantly enroll these consumers. There shouldn't be any reason to physically go to a consumer's home with a paper application nowadays. It's 2022. It's not 2003 anymore. So embrace that technology and be able to conversate with that consumer, explain the benefits, bring them into your world, help them with Medicare, hold their hand firmly, and get it taken care of. There's no reason to phone and phone and phone and phone, because I will tell you that phone tag will end up eating up your AEP. 7 days. No one cares how much you know until they know how much you care, right? Old saying. And it holds so true in this industry. I will tell you, it seems like the longer we live, the more we are either attempted to be scammed, taken advantage of, right? It is unfortunate, and it's very unfortunate. But these seniors have lived sometimes 2 or 3 times longer than you as an agent. And if that's the case, know that they can smell a sale a mile away. Don't sell them anything. Embrace them like they're your mother or your father and help them through this process and build a relationship, if only for 48 minutes, with this consumer. Can your clients find your phone number in less than 1 minute's time? Be a good question to ask someone when you're following up with them during AEP. Hey, Joyce, I'm just curious. If I only gave you 60 seconds and you weren't looking at your phone right now, could you tell me my phone number? If you had an issue, could you phone me in a minute's time? If you had a referral, could you provide them my phone number in less than a minute's time? And if the consumer can't find your phone number, you've done something wrong. You've either not provided them enough business cards, you haven't provided them a magnet, or if you are belly to belly with them or over the phone with them, you're not asking them to save your phone number in their cell phone. Joyce, I want you to put me in your cell phone right now. Just call me John Insurance Man or Insurance Guy or insurance or whatever you need, health insurance. I don't give a damn. Forget my name, but have my number. So that way, when you are out playing cards at the community center, when you are out visiting your family for Thanksgiving and someone asks you, hey, do you have an insurance guy? I certainly do. Let me grab my phone. Is your voicemail full? Now, SES just rolled out a call center recording platform right through DialPad. We have tons of agents every hour that are logging in and requesting to be on this call recording platform, which is awesome. I love it, right? That will avoid your voicemail from being full. So that should be a moot point at this moment in time. But if you are using a carrier service, a Verizon and AT&T, make sure that your voicemail is never, ever, ever full and that they have the ability to reach you or attempt you whenever they choose. Did you send out a handwritten thank you card? So Dollar General, Dollar Store, they all offer thank you cards. They're 4 for $1. They're a quarter a piece. So it costs you about 88 cents for the stamp, for the card, for your business cards, about 88 cents. Everyone loves a handwritten thank you card. I know that there's agents on currently that have either received one from SCS for attending an event, or they've received a gift card for it, right? But when you get that any card and you open it, it doesn't matter if it's Sweetest Day or Valentine's Day or whatever it may be, a card makes you feel good, right? So that handwritten thank you card, the moment I take that the day I take that application, that thank you card is en route. I do not care if you get approved. I do not care if you keep this policy. I do not care. All I want to do is thank you for the time that you've given to me to be able to help you. And that handwritten thank you card, if you are too busy to be filling out a handwritten thank you card, then pay someone to do it, right? Buck a card, $5 a card, get them filled out now. Leave the name and your signature off, but fill out your thank you cards now before AEP. Go buy 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100, however much business you think you're going to write. Get those thank you cards together. Did you follow up at all after the sale? So, MedSup, did you get your cards? Great. Did you get a billing statement? Did you get your insurance packet? On the PDP side, did you get your card? Did you change your pharmacy? Did you get your insurance packet? Do you have any questions? With MAPD, did you book your dental appointment? Did you order OTC benefits? Do you know how to use your Flex card? That follow-up call to say, hey, look, Carrier A is going to be dissolved automatically January 1st. Carrier B is going to start January 1st. Sometime 10, 14 days after you write that consumer, even call it 3 weeks because it's AEP, you need to be reaching out. And if anything, ask them if they got your business card, if you're offering business telephonically. Did you get my email? Yes. So you have my phone number, my contact information, and my email address. I do, John. Okay, great. Did you get my business cards? I did. Wonderful. Okay, so if you know anyone that needs any help, pass them my business card. I would love to help them. Did you get my magnet? Yes. Great. So there's no reason why you can't follow up with me. There is no reason why you can't refer someone to me because you don't have my information. Make certain that your consumers have all of your information and your data. There are many steps in solidifying the relationship. I could go through probably 80 of them in solidifying that relationship. If you are in the consumer's home, you better be kicking your shoes off. And I get it, right? There are some homes that I would never pull my shoes off. But most homes, if you are going into, at least offer. Hey, would you like me to remove my shoes? Yeah, would you mind? My dog goes in the front yard or whatever, right? It doesn't matter. Ask them. If you are at the consumer's home and you have a cup of coffee, what would you do at a friend's house? You'd get up without asking. You'd walk to the sink, which is visible in most homes in the kitchen, and you should be rinsing out your coffee cup. I'm not going to load your dishwasher for you, but I'm going to rinse my coffee cup and leave it on the counter. If I eat a piece of pie at a consumer's home, I'm going to rinse my plate off and remove it from the kitchen table. That's what you do at a friend's house. We're building a relationship here. And I don't want to offend you because I'm coming into your home with dirty shoes because you live on a dirt road or whatever, right? Like, let's be respectful. That's part of building that relationship. And I know it sounds very simple, but it is so, so important. Once you complete the application, are you just throwing it in your briefcase, shaking their hand and getting the hell out of their house? Because we all want to. We're all giddy. We just took an application, right? Woo! 1 down, 9 more appointments for the day. Do not run out of their house. Do not shove them off the phone. You should be spending a good 2 to 3 minutes solidifying your relationship with them and making certain that they know how to make contact with you, that you're saving your number in their cell phone. Do it for them if needed, but do not just shuffle out of their house. Do not shuffle them off the phone. Let them know what the next step is. The next step to this whole process is that you're going to receive your new cards, and you do this every day. They do this once a decade. So really step back and understand that this is so new and foreign to them that they've been with carrier A for 22 years. And now there's this agent that they phoned that said, okay, I'm going to find something better than carrier A for you this next year. And we're going to build a relationship through this process. It's a great time to review any upcoming documents arriving. Let the client know of the next steps, obviously, and more importantly, you need to make them feel feelings. This is sales is all about that emotional side. Make them feel special, make them feel smart, make them feel like they made a good decision by not only going with you, but the plan in which that you're currently offering or representing to that consumer. Can your client recall who you are? This is a big one. I'll tell you, it takes roughly 32 months, almost 3 years. About that 3 year mark, if you are not following up with your consumer, if they do not have a magnet on their fridge or your number saved in their phone, they will forget who you are. You have not done your job in keeping that renewal business. Why do you think you get paid renewals? It's to service that consumer. And if you're not talking to someone for 2 or 3 years, you can't get out a thank you card to them. They don't have your business cards. How dare you think that you're able to get paid for the life of this consumer? That is not okay. They need service, if only 3 minutes a year, if only a follow-up email or a reminder postcard, or if any, but they have to continue to have your name in front of them. So my question to you is this. We all know who McDonald's is, right? Okay. They market to you constantly. They make jingles and songs and, right? Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, I don't care, name a giant corporation. Do they really need to market to you 18 times a day? You know what their food tastes like. I'm assuming we've all been there at least once in our lives, right? You know what to expect when you go through the drive-through because it's that consistency. But they still market to you. You have to continue to market to your current consumers. That is how they refer others to you. Did you know that the McRib's out? Did you know that the McFlurry's out? Right? It's almost Halloween. There's got to be some pumpkin spice, milkshake coming out. And McDonald's will let you know that they have a pumpkin spice latte or whatever coming soon. You have to continue that relationship. You have to continue to market to these consumers. Otherwise, they will quickly forget about the service or the goods in which you're providing. The client should receive a magnet at the time or shortly after the sale. If you're at someone's home, stick it right on their fridge. If they have a Sub-Zero fridge that doesn't have a magnetized front door, put it on the back door of the consumer's home. Put it somewhere where they see it and it's visible every day. I love the fridge because during Thanksgiving, during Super Bowl parties, when people are opening your fridge and closing it for libations during the party or dip, they're seeing that magnet over and over and over. And I continue to market to them over and over and over without having to spend the money that McDonald's does in blasting them with commercials every day, right? You can literally be in front of your consumer more than any other company out there if you just do this the right way. Make a calendar magnet if that's the case and mail it out annually to your consumers so that way this time of year that they just got the 2023 magnet with your name, etc., on their fridge. You've entered a long distance relationship. They never seem to succeed, right? I don't know the percentage of successful long-term relationships, but if Peter lives in New York and Diane lives in California, the likelihood it's going to survive long-term is kind of slim to none, right? You better be talking to each other daily, seeing each other's face, right? Physically seeing each other at some point in time, but those long-distance relationships, they don't work unless you keep that spark lit. What are you doing to stay in good graces or in a relationship? Are you sending out an I love you card every month? Are you sending flowers quarterly? What are you doing to continue to have this engagement with this long distance relationship? If you are not physically seeing a consumer, you have created a long distance relationship. It doesn't matter if they're a mile away, next door to you. It doesn't matter, because that relationship mentally is long distance. How are you going to continue your relationship with this consumer for the long haul? And that's the thing that has to be taken into consideration. What other reminders are you providing the client to keep the relationship? Are you sending out quarterly newsletters? Put some chicken casserole dish on there, some updates in regards to CMS, a healthy living tip, and mail that out quarterly to your clients. There are magazines that you can actually purchase now that will go out quarterly to your clients. And it's a physical magazine of health related items that you can put your logo on and your photo on the front of it and be mailing that out to consumers. What are you doing to remind them that I still care about you and I still want to have a relationship with you? There are forms that we can provide to you. We have all these on file. This is an example of an after sale form. Some agents create folders, right? Physical folders of all of their consumers, and they attach this form in there. Others create reminders in either their calendar that's digital in the cloud, or a physical calendar, or whatever you need to do in a CRM to be able to let yourself be reminded that I got to make this quick phone call. There are even platforms that are ringless, right? So you could leave a voicemail without physically phoning the consumer and leave them a happy birthday voicemail. And it takes 20 seconds of your day to just click a button and send whoever's having a birthday that day a ringless voicemail, right? Where it just goes right into their voicemail. But you should be following up 10 days after, 30 days after, 3 months after, 6 months after, sending a Thanksgiving card, a holiday card, a birthday card. These consumers that we are discussing have very few loved ones remaining in their life. They may be the only person alive. Maybe they outlive their kids and their siblings. What if they're only getting 3 Christmas cards a year and one of them's yours? What if they're only getting 1 Christmas card a year or holiday card a year and it's yours? They are going to embrace that. They're going to embrace you taking the time, even if you did it through Vistaprint, if you send it out through send out cards or whatever service you're using. There is this deep appreciation that they will have for you for remembering. And you're not remembering, right? We just run Excels and find their birthday and send it out, or however you're organizing yourself. But so important to follow up. Consumers not only pay your bills, but they are your referral sprawl. And that's certainly something to keep in mind, because referrals are a laydown sale. They already have trust in you because someone referred them to you. It's a laydown sale, and more importantly, it's a very inexpensive way of creating that lead or that sale. Reassess your relationships. Establish a true baseline of your relationships. What have you done to stay in contact with your consumer? If the answer is nothing, then start now. Begin that relationship. You have a little bit of catch up to do, right? And with AEP, it's a perfect time. Hey, Joyce, I'm sorry I neglected you last year. God, life got busy with COVID, didn't it? Right? Or whatever it may be. But reestablish how you are creating a relationship with your clients, with whomever. You need to identify your weaknesses, right? Things you may have be able to improve upon. So if you aren't sending out thank you cards, begin today. Reassess what you're doing in having this relation, right? Two-way street with a relationship. Your consumer's already there. They're paying you every month or year, what have you. They're in that relationship, whether or not they really wish to be or not. Your relationship with them is the one that has to catch up, right? You have to stay on pace with them. They're not wanting to communicate with you, but that communication comes across in the form of a bonus or a commission on a monthly basis. Reassess what you're doing, gather suggestions. It's okay. Send out a survey to your clients. What would you like more, right? Survey Monkey's free if you do less than like 500. Create a survey. Send it out to your consumers with commonly asked questions or whatever you want to create within that survey. But ask them, what do I need to do better, right? Hey, look, I really appreciate working with you. You haven't sent me any referrals. I don't have your life insurance or annuity business. What could I do differently to help you know all of the products and services that I offer and how to be able to get through this growing of a right? The goal is we want 5 policies from each consumer. That's the end all goal, because then the consumer's with you for life, right? So how do I convey to the consumer that there's all this other stuff that I'm here to help you with? So when the time is right and your CD comes to its fruition, I need a phone call. You need to evaluate your referral business. Keep track, detailed track of where your referral came from, where that referral came from, and be sending out thank you cards and business cards to every person that refers you business. They don't have your business card anymore. Joyce gave the business card to Robert. Robert called you and has Joyce's business card. Joyce can no longer refer business because she doesn't have your card. So get that thank you card out to Joyce. Help Joyce refer more people to you. A $10 Tim Hortons, Wendy's, McDonald's gift card goes a forever distance for these consumers as well. They appreciate that. They want to know that, look, I sent Robert to you and I never heard back. So why am I sending anyone else to you? Because I don't even know if Robert's taken care of. Compare yourself to who you think the perfect salesperson is. Who is doing this the right way? Who's getting all the referrals and why? And why am I not getting all the referrals? And don't get angry at that other sales rep who gets 5, 6, 10 referrals a day, a week, a month. Do what they do. Duplicate everything that they do. Go run an appointment with them if necessary. Listen to their follow-ups. Ask them for their email drafts or whatever they're sending to the consumer. Ask them on the timeline in which they're following up with the consumer, because it's just a little tweak within your business that will go a forever distance. So my question once again is, what are you doing to stay in front of your consumer? Make sure your clients always have your business card, always. Have you ever received a referral from them? If you haven't, ask them. Is there anyone else in your life that I maybe it's you not asking the permission for a referral. At the end of a sale, during that 2-minute close that I'm still sitting conversing with you, I need to ask you politely, respectfully, if there's anyone else that I can help. But you have to ask them. Send the client more cards every time you're getting that referral. Have another item that you're providing them. Once again, a calendar magnet goes a forever ways. If you don't have a discount prescription drug card, we'll help you get one set up. We're currently using Clever. There's a gazillion of them out there. But this card is going to remain stagnant in their billfold, right? They know they have it. Hopefully they never need to use it unless it's for like a pet medication, or right, if for whatever reason they fall in the donut hole, or for whatever reason their plan no longer covers their meds. But what I'm doing is I'm planting a permanent fixture of myself in their wallet. They have my phone number, they have my website, they have the company name, they have whatever you want to put on this discount card. I would strongly suggest that you order. They're like $60 for 1,000 or something like that. And you get paid on it too, right? It's not a ton. It's enough to cover, call it the cost of the cards. But this is something that remains stagnant. They're not going to give it away. They're going to hang on to it because they know the importance of it. But now I'm remaining in their billfold all the time. A keychain. Everyone has keys. I don't care if you're homeless. You have keys to something. Provide them a keychain at the time of sale, right? Hey Joyce, let's just put this on your key ring. If you need me, my phone number and name will always be with you. Send out a birthday email, a card, or a quick phone call, as I mentioned, and more importantly, send out a holiday card. Sunday, my picture's being done. This is my family. That's me, right? My son Caden, my oldest, is to the right of me. Luke's in front of me. My wife Melissa's down below, and my dog Penny, right? If you want to borrow a dog, right? But make yourself that family man. Make yourself that approachable person where I'm not just some robot with a polo shirt and khaki pants talking to people at 2 o'clock in the morning. I am a real human being. I have real emotions. I want to help you in a fashion in which we can connect. Once again, my holiday card the photos are being taken on Sunday to get ready because AEP is coming and no one's going to have time during the annual enrollment period. So are you going to wait till after AEP to get this taken care of? Go hit a JC Penney if they're still doing photography. Spend the $50, $30, find a coupon, right? Do whatever you need to let them know, especially for those of you doing telephonic sales, that I am a real person. And your consumer will appreciate being able to see a face to a name more than I think you'd ever understand. Time is negligible, right? Set up a call, free voice for your birthdays. Super easy to do. Set up an email draft for your birthdays. Prepare ahead for your photos. Create your quarterly newsletters ahead of time. If you haven't started, start with a January 1st quarterly, right? Happy New Year. First quarter, here we go. And maybe your consumer thought that you've been doing this the whole time. They may ask you for your last ones because this one's so good. And if that's the case, let them know, hey, look, I just started this. I'm so happy you appreciate it, etc. Take 10 minutes a day and make your clients feel loved and appreciated in some fashion. It takes no time at all to be able to shoot out a happy birthday email, to shoot out a voiceless call. Yes, do you need to buy the program, set up the program, read about it, whatever? Absolutely. Record your voicemail or whatever you need to do, but you have to make certain that these people feel loved and appreciated. It's human nature, and we all wish to feel the same way, right? Your referrals are free. They're free. It's free lay down business. And that's what every salesperson wants, is a stream of referral business. So why would the consumer refer you? What did you do differently? Really need you to think about this. It can come all the way down to you smelling like cigarette smoke walking into an appointment. The little things. And as I mentioned early on, there's 50 plus that we could go through about the little things that makes you different. You can either sell someone off being overly friendly, or you can sell someone off being overly professional. You get them both down and you are unstoppable. So if you're selling people off being friendly and they like you and you have tea time once a week with them, they don't find you professional. They find you friendly. Start understanding the difference and be the 3% difference. That's all it takes. 3%. If I take your workday and my workday and I only work 3% more than you, that amount of time that I can follow up and continue having relationships with people becomes priceless. Because my 3% is then utilized more efficiently than yours is. As you are out trying to gather new business and sell new business, I'm already there taking the referrals on because I've done the little things to make those individuals, my clients, feel loved and appreciated. It has a faster turnaround time, right? If your client calls you and your client calls me, who's answering the phone? Who's returning the call quicker? Is it taking you a week to reach back out to these people? A month? Are you ever following back up with them? Or are you just going, oh, she's never going to leave the plan. Her bills are paid on the flex card. I'm just going to continue receiving my renewal commissions and I'm going to go do more food banks, soup kitchens, food drives, whatever, and offer my services or whatever carrier to more people, right? More information to help the client, not just on that plan. They need to know that you have this whole suite of portfolio. So if they're talking to someone playing cards at the community center and Medicare is brought up, that's cool. But if someone's like, oh my God, my life insurance is expiring next month and I don't know what to do, your client should know that you offer life insurance as well. They should know that you offer dental insurance. They should know that you offer additional product lines. Become their expert in every facet, including Social Security. How do I apply? How do I get logged in? How do I make contact? How do I enroll in extra help? I don't even know what that is. Their prescriptions and saving them money and their network. I will tell you, if you save anyone money, they're going to love you for it, right? It doesn't matter if you need your car repaired. If the guy comes out and says, hey, I know that you heard this rattle and someone else down the street told you it was $500 and that you needed an upper and a lower ball joint. But I'm going to tell you, there was a stick in there and I just pulled the stick out. Just buy me lunch one day and we'll call it good. You're going to love the honesty and the knowledge of that mechanic finding a stick where others are like, you got to replace the whole thing. We've all been there, right? That's the 3% difference. That's what's going to distinguish you from the next agent that they're going to talk to the following day. They're being bombarded. What are you doing to set yourself apart? Are you remembering the grandchildren's names? Are you remembering the pets' names? Do you remember that they love cross-stitching? Do you have any additional knowledge on this relationship outside of just their insurance policy? Your emotion of how they felt is the only thing they may recall. That's it. They don't even know what policy they have half the time, right? I don't know. It's in my wallet. Like my pharmacy has it on file. I never pull my card out. But what they are going to feel is and recall is how you made them feel during this transaction. Your trust is earned at the time of the sale. You have to continue to keep that trust with that consumer though, and that trust comes in appropriate follow-up. Your referral trust is entirely different, and it may take time to cultivate, years, maybe even a decade, before someone says, yep, you are my agent, and I'm going to refer others to you. So for those of you that have this whole referral sheet that you whip out and throw on their kitchen table and say, Joyce, go grab your cell phone. I need everyone in your Rolodex so I can phone them or send them a postcard, or no. Sometimes it takes a long time to generate referrals, and other times it may be the same day. But have patience and work through this. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. We are not in this get rich quick industry. Can you? Of course you can. However, it's a longevity game. Years and years sometimes to obtain that referral or build that trust within that consumer. Know that it takes time and know that it takes effort, but your effort is not overlooked. Let's recap. You are in a relationship business. You are not in a sales business. This is all about creating relationships with your consumers. If you can create a relationship with them, even if you can't sell them now, it will come about that they will reach back out to you at some point in time. And I'm patient. I'm not going anywhere. And I'm hoping that you're not going anywhere either, right? That we are building a long-term, long-distance relationship with someone. Many of your consumers may only receive calls and cards from you on special occasions. It is what it is. I don't know if you've ever written someone 100 years old or 90 years old. They may be very with it still, right? Cognitively, they don't need a power of attorney. And I'm telling you, they have outlived everyone in their family. and you're their only friend. You're their only individual that gives them love and respect and appreciates them for who they are, even though they're immobile, even though they can't feed themselves. Life has taken so much from them. Be there with them, not physically, but emotionally, because they will so appreciate that moment in time that you thought of them. Stay on top of following up and following through promptly. If your voicemail says, give me 24 hours and I'll follow up with you, remove it. It should not take you that long to follow up with someone, right? You should be able to follow up with someone in a prompt fashion. So we have 7 days left. Here's what I need you to do. I need you to create a follow-up strategy. 3 days out, a week out, 10 days out, whatever you decide to do, but come up with some kind of game plan for 2023 to stay in front of your old and new consumers that you're going to be servicing and helping this annual enrollment period. Get your holiday cards taken. If you have not sent out holiday cards, you need to do so. Get your kids together, get your family together. If you don't have a family, go find some nieces and nephews. It doesn't matter. A professional photo works just as well, right? Throw that on a Christmas card somehow, but let your consumer know. They want to see you. They want to see how you've changed. You've created a relationship. So it's just like any of human nature to see a child grow or to be there with someone through life and to see how they've changed. They want this. They desire it from you. They want to see you age just like they're aging, right? So stay in front of them. Order enough business cards. If you do not have business cards right now, hundreds of them, you should be ordering them. If you do not have magnets, go to magnets.com. That's who we utilize. Great organization. Get a magnet ordered. If you do not have thank you cards, get them now, right? Make sure that the dollar store is not out of thank you cards during AEP. Set up your communication for your birthdays, your holidays, your quarterly newsletters. Order a magazine. Do whatever it is that you can do. Set a precedence in your mind that I'm going to follow up with every one of my clients a minimum of 2 times a year, 4 times a year, 6 times a year, whatever it is that you are deciding to do, get a routine together. It seems useless at the time. It seems like an additional expense. I spend a lot of money on holiday cards every year. However, that ends up coming back 5-fold in referrals. It comes back 5-fold in renewals. It comes back in me keeping this relationship with this consumer. You're either growing or you're sinking, right? There is no stagnant business. It doesn't work. So I need you to be growing. And this is all part of that growth of being able to get into that consumer's 6 degrees of separation. I do not care who I sell. I don't. What I care about, and I care about that person, I care about doing the right thing for them. But really what I'm after is getting into your 6 degrees of separation. You're only 1 sale. I need 5 more. Where can we come up with 6 sales out of your 6 degrees of separation? How do I get into your family? I want to be part of your family, and I want you to feel this. Your clients want, and some of them need, to have a family again. Be part of their family. That's all I have for you. 22 weeks in 2022. If you have any questions over the next 7 days, if you have to set up your call recording platform to remain legal with CMS, please reach out. If you need apps, if you need anything ordered, the apps are in the office. Keep in mind, SES does do courier service, right? 24-hour courier service to you if you need a paper app. If you do not have your PURLs together, your websites, your usernames, your logins, if you are not completed with your certifications, I know there's a few new carriers that just came into the Michigan market. So if you have not contracted with them or have any knowledge of them to help your consumer, please reach out. We are here 24/7 for you. Text us at the SES text line, phone agent services, email us. If your marketing is not out or ready to go in the next 7 days, please reach out to us. If you need CMS approval, if you have anything going on in your world, we need to get this nipped because it is going to be upon us and the floodgates are opening. Have your cup ready, have your mug ready, get a whatever it is, the floodgates are opening and you need to be prepared. If you are not prepared, you will not catch up and you will flounder through this annual enrollment period. Once again, I'm John with Senior Enrollment Solutions. Thank you all for tuning in over the last 22 weeks through 2022. Once again, if you feel as though you've missed anything, SES Agents YouTube channel has all of these webinars. If you want to recap on this one, it'll be up by Monday, I'm guessing. Give us a few days to get it processed and up on YouTube. But any other questions, concerns, AEP knowledge, referral knowledge, how do I continue to build this relationship? How many individuals do you need to have a relationship with to generate the revenue that you're hoping to make in order to be successful in this industry? So take the time this weekend, go get your thank you cards, get your magnets ordered, figure out what you're doing on the marketing standpoint, get your certifications taken care of, go through any other of the week's prior homework so we can make sure all of this is buttoned up for AEP. So once again, I'm John Fallett. Thank you all for attending. It's been an amazing summer in 2022. Looking forward to it, a fantastic annual enrollment period with all of you. If you have any questions, certainly